to the little overview. We are going to record this session today as well to make it available to students who weren't able to make it. So please keep that in mind if you're deciding to have your video on or off. So we'll be up to you to be seen, but we will continue to answer your questions live and in the chat, and then make this available to other students. So we'll start with some introductions to ourselves. I'm Suzanne Williver. I am Associate Director for Outreach and Academic Initiatives in the Education Abroad Office. I studied abroad as an undergraduate in Florence, Italy, and that was my first real introduction to international study, and it really opened my eyes and changed my perspective. I often talk about this history, my history of growing up in an Italian-American family and really believing in my Italianness. And then when I studied abroad in Italy, I learned very quickly that I was American, culturally American, and started to really think about what that means, what aspects of my culture, from the US and from my local region were particularly American or regional culture, and all the different aspects of my identity, and how other cultures perceive us from the outside. So that was a really eye-opening experience for me, and changed my perspective on things, and ultimately landed me here in the Education Abroad Office, where I try my best to encourage other students to go along this path. Evan.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm really excited. I am the coordinator in the Study Abroad Office. So I sit at the front desk. If you ever visit us in 200 Tuttleman, you'll see me and the peer advisors, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about studying abroad at Temple. I actually studied abroad back in fall of 2015 in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So I was majoring in sociology and international studies, but I had a minor in Spanish. So it was really important for me to become fluent in the language. And I was really fascinated with South America at the time. So I decided to go to Argentina. And that was actually my first time out of the country. And as scary as it was tenfold exciting and amazing and everything that I hoped for and more, which is why I still work in study abroad today. And we have a peer advisor with us today. Adiba, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you. I'm Adiba. I'm a senior majoring in chemistry and economics. I'm one of the peer advisors in the office. I studied abroad in Korea the summer of my freshman year. So this is the summer of 2019. I did the IH2 Global Good program. And it just made me so open-minded and just brought more perspective of just like how I viewed the world. And I just made like so many friends from that program. So if you have any questions about just my experiences or Korea specifically, feel free to send me a message or just ask at the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Adiba and Evan, for introducing yourselves. Definitely take advantage of the resources at our front desk. Evan knows everything. Is such a great resource, and our peer advisors, of course, having been through the process most recently, are really familiar with what that feels like. Oftentimes, having dealt with the uncertain circumstances around studying abroad during the pandemic, and they are just a really wonderful resource for you, and they love to talk about their experience. So in this presentation today, we are going to talk a little bit about who can study abroad when, for how long, what types of things and where you can study abroad, and then how you go about it. And we're happy to answer your questions in the chat, or you can raise your hands and we will be happy to answer them that way as well. So to start with, all matriculated students at Temple can study abroad so long as you are in good academic and disciplinary standing. So for most of our programs, the GPA is a 2.75 for our semester programs, and then a little bit lower in the summer at 2.5. So you want to keep your grades up, and you want to make sure you stay out of any disciplinary trouble. So stay in the good graces of the university. And you can do that anytime you can study abroad after 1 full year of study. So for those of you who are freshmen, that means next summer will be your first opportunity to study abroad. We do have opportunities for all majors. So for some of you, that might mean taking courses in your major. It could also mean taking elective courses, fulfilling your gen eds. We also, any student who studies abroad and successfully completes a program that's 28 days will complete the Gen Ed World Society requirement. So that means you get that requirement waived and you can use those 3 credits for something else, which is great. So lots of opportunities, and we'll talk more about that as we go through the programs. You also can study abroad for an entire academic year, a semester, or a summer. Those of you who are interested in going abroad more than once may have the opportunity to do multiple of those. We've certainly had students study abroad for a summer and a semester, or an academic year and a summer, or multiple combinations of options. So as we go through all of the program types, you can start thinking about how those might work into your academic curriculum. So Evan's going to take over this part and talk about what you can study abroad and where, and I think we'll draw on some of Adiba's experience as we go.
Great. So just to get the ball rolling, we have some great photos here and just some ideas of things that you could do or accomplish while you're studying abroad. So whether you want to sketch in the city, so this picture was taken in Rome with Temple Rome faculty. So, you know, getting out into the field, actually drawing what you see in the birthplace, many would say, of fine art and architecture. Completing an internship at Temple Japan or elsewhere, or even working in a lab in Siena, Italy. There are options for everyone. So we'll start with talking about our overseas campus programs. And I know that we have interest, at least from one person for each of these locations or campuses here today. So I hope that you learn a little bit more about what you could accomplish in these locations. So we have Temple Rome, Temple Japan in Tokyo, and then also our affiliated campus in Oviedo, Spain. Starting with Temple Rome, this is one of the oldest and largest study abroad campuses in Italy, about 55 years old. So because this is a fully study abroad campus, you're taking courses with other study abroad students, both from Temple and also other US institutions who go on our programs. You can study here for either the fall or spring semester, or there are a couple summer sessions offered here as well, or you can do the entire academic year, so both fall and spring. There are a lot of different course offerings at Temple Rome, including STEM. So we do offer biology, math, and engineering courses, in addition to art, architecture, business courses, journalism, and the list goes on. And they also offer every gen ed too. There is a great internship program at Temple Rome. So we partner with local businesses and also international corporations that have offices or headquarters in Italy, where students can get 3 credits for completing a 15 to 20 hour work week throughout the semester. So it's a great opportunity to get professional work experience in an international setting. And there are several housing options too. So you could live in the residence hall with your fellow students. You could do a homestay with a local Italian family, or you could do independent housing as well. And there is a language requirement to go to Temple Rome. And it's just that if you've never taken Italian 1001 at Temple before, or its equivalent elsewhere, you will have to take it while you are studying abroad for the semester. But if you have taken it, you don't need to take Italian while you're at Temple Rome. Next, we have Temple University Japan. So this is our campus in Tokyo. It is pretty much in the heart of the city. It's really well connected by subway to all of the action. Very similar to Temple Rome in that it covers a lot of different academic areas. So we still have that art, architecture, art history vibe, but we also have business, communications, journalism, and several other areas too. Because I just talked about language requirement, I'll talk about it for Temple Japan as well. There is none. However, we always recommend that you take a course taught in the language that is spoken in the country where you're studying abroad. So there is a great course offered at Temple Japan for study abroad students that teaches you, the ins and outs of navigating Tokyo, how to ask for something in a grocery store or in a restaurant, or ask for water, that could be really important in Japanese. But yeah, there's also an amazing internship network that we have at Temple Japan. So just like at Temple Rome, you can get 3 credits for completing an internship in Tokyo for that semester, and similar housing options as well. So you have those 3, and I might be missing something, but if you have any other questions, there will be time at the end to ask. Next, we have the Temple in Spain program, which is located at the University of Oviedo in Oviedo, Spain. This is in the northwest region of the country. So it is really picturesque with green mountains, as you can see here, which is a bit different from the rest of Spain, which tends to be pretty flat and arid. But this area of Spain actually goes through all 4 seasons like how we do. But this program is meant for students who are majoring in Spanish, minoring in Spanish, or getting a certificate in Spanish. So really for those students who want to immerse themselves in the language, take all of their courses taught in Spanish. You have to live with a host family on this program too, because we really want you engaging in the language in the classroom and outside of the classroom. There is a language requirement for this program. So if you go for the spring semester, it's not offered in the fall, but if you go for the spring semester, you need to have taken the 4th level of Spanish at Temple. If you go for the summer, you need at least 1 semester of Spanish under your belt before going. Okay. Next, we have our exchange program. So these are partnerships that we have with universities overseas in the countries that you see listed here. And in some of these countries, we actually have multiple universities, like in Korea and the United Kingdom. So these programs might be for the students who are perhaps a little bit more independent and adventurous, who want to enroll directly at a university and have access to a full course catalog. So if you are in a major that you can't find courses maybe on some of the overseas campus programs, you might want to go on an exchange program. Sometimes they have language requirements depending on the level of course you want to take or just the university, but you can find courses taught in English at all of these, on all of the exchange programs. So like I said, maybe for the student who is a little bit more independent, who would like to make more local friends perhaps, and just be fully immersed in a classroom setting with students who are local or other international students. Next, we have the summer faculty-led program. So these range between 4 and 7 weeks offered over the summer, and the locations vary from year to year. Sometimes, they stay the same, but they typically vary. So we list them out here by subject area that they cover. But for example, you could do a language immersion program in Germany or France, study science in Italy. We sometimes offer a service learning program in Jamaica. And we also have summer faculty-led programs that give credit for intellectual heritage 2, which is a required gen ed for all Temple students. So you could, take that on main campus during a typical semester, but you could also study abroad and get credit for it, which is what Adiba did. So I'm actually going to ask Adiba if she'd unmute herself and talk a little bit about, why she chose to do this program and what it was like for her.
Yeah, thank you. So I came in as a freshman and I knew I definitely wanted to go abroad, but I didn't really know where exactly I wanted to go. So I kind of based off the programs offered. I knew I definitely needed IH2 at some point since it was a gen ed, and then I also wanted to get my World Society gen ed waived as well. So I looked into the IH2 program and I knew that it was in the summer, which was perfect for me just because I haven't really been out of the country by myself without family before. And I was a little afraid of just, going away for a whole semester, not knowing how I would handle that. So the summer was a perfect opportunity to see how that would go. And I'm so glad I went over the summer. And also just being a CST student, it's not always easy to fit classes in during the semester unless you plan like way ahead. So the summer was a really good way to get a class in that I needed without interfering with like other requirements that I had at the time. So yeah, I chose Korea because of the IH2 program. It actually wasn't initially the first program I wanted. I wanted to go to Greece for the other IH program, and that was waitlisted. So I ended up going to Korea, but I'm so glad I went. Like I want to go back at some point in the future. Just such an amazing country, and I met so many friends there, and the faculty there was also just amazing. The classes didn't even feel like classes. I just went in and we learned a lot about the country and just like the language and culture there. So everything felt very connected with just being there. And we also went on many like field trips that connected with the readings that we would do in class. So it was just such an amazing experience. I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you're in the same boat, not knowing if you'd want to go abroad for a whole semester. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions about Korea specifically or just the Global Good program. Thank you.
Thanks, Adiba. Yeah, I want to emphasize something Adiba said about her faculty being so great on the program. So on all these programs, you're with Temple faculty who may be from the country where you're studying abroad or are experts on the location. So they will be your best asset while you're studying abroad and will truly make your experience worthwhile and holistic. So like Adiba said, they'll take you on field trips and give you pointers and incorporate cultural lessons into the course that you're taking or courses. Great. So next we have school and college specific programs. So there are other study abroad programs at Temple that are administered through the different schools and colleges. For example, Klein has Klein Go, and they offer different semester-long study abroad programs. The College of Liberal Arts has the Latin American Studies semester, and TFMA, Fox, Boyer, and STHM all have their own study abroad programs. If you're interested in these, we recommend that you contact the school or college directly or talk to your academic advisor about them because they'll be able to point you in the right direction. But these programs are not offered through our office. And important to note that with some of these programs, they are shorter than the 28 days, which is required for the World Society's Gen Ed to be waived. Your program must be 28 days or longer, and you have to pass with a C- or better in order to get that credit waived. And if one of these programs is shorter than 28 days, you won't get that waived. Lastly, we have external programs. So as you're going through your search for study abroad programs and you realize that maybe the exchanges or overseas campuses or the summer faculty-led programs aren't in a location that really speaks to you or don't offer courses in your major or just like the exact idea for what you had for study abroad, we have several partnerships with study abroad organizations and other universities where Temple students can study abroad for a semester, for academic year, or for summer. And they come in all different shapes and sizes. So I actually did an external program when I studied abroad. It was called IES Abroad. They all have these crazy acronyms that stand for something related to international education, but IES gave me the great opportunity to take courses at a study abroad center with other study abroad students, but also with local students at a local Argentinian university. So I got kind of the best of both worlds in my opinion. And I was also getting credit for my major. So although I brought back transfer credit, it still satisfied requirements in my major for my degree. So that is external programs. Okay. So we just went through a lot of different options. So it might be kind of overwhelming, but this is a great way to get started. So if you were to take out your phone right now and scan this QR code, it would bring you to our website where you can look at our different school college guides. So this will divide out all the programs by your school or college and tell you which programs might work for you depending on what requirements you're trying to fulfill. So if you are Adiba, for example, you go to the CSD School College Guide and it'll say, I want to fulfill Gen Ed requirements. It would recommend perhaps a Temple summer faculty-led program. It's just to give you an idea of what that's like. And then attend the Foundations of Study Abroad. This is another great way to get more details about our programs, but also it's required for all students to attend. So it's a 45-minute session just like this, either on Zoom or in person in our office this semester. And when you register online, you will see the distinction between the in-person and virtual ones. But we talk about the different programs we offer, more details about costs and financing study abroad. We give you pointers for the conversation with your academic advisor you should have to discuss study abroad, and talk about a couple other things too. So is it affordable? The answer is yes, if you follow some necessary steps. So consider all the different program options and costs. You actually, if you go on a Temple program, will pay the same Temple tuition you'd pay on main campus. So if you are in Klein, for example, whatever tuition you pay, if you go to Temple Rome, you're going to pay the same tuition. So that is something to consider. If you go on an external program, you're paying directly to the external program, so your costs may look a little bit different for that term. You can use your financial aid for study abroad. So any financial aid that you typically would receive to study in Philadelphia, you can have transferred to your study abroad term. It can typically be harder to get your aid applied to summer terms. So fall and spring, it is usually the same or very similar, but summer it can be more difficult to have your aid transferred to those study abroad terms. We offer scholarships through our office that are directly linked to the study abroad application, but there are also a ton of outside scholarships, some that we advise for in our office, like the Gilman McCain Scholarship and Byra Hines, and also a ton of other ones that are maybe Philadelphia based or national scholarships as well that we encourage you to apply for. And we do have a mini scholarship database on our website. You can search for those. And of course, we recommend that you save as early as you can and plan ahead. The earlier you plan, the maybe better situation you put yourself in for study abroad. So how to get started? Plan early, like I just said. Register for foundations, and we can put that link in the chat if we haven't already. And talk to your academic advisor. So in foundations, we do go more in depth, like I said, about this conversation you should have with your academic advisor, but you'll talk about, your major requirements, what you hope to fulfill while you're studying abroad, maybe an extra course you can take before going or after returning that would allow some more space in your study abroad term to take a gen ed or a fun elective that you find, or a course that you wouldn't have access to on main campus. And we also offer a passport scholarship. So this is really important because I know we have a lot of freshmen and first year students here today, but we actually offer this scholarship, which can reimburse you for the entire cost of a passport. So for anyone who has never had a passport before, as long as you are a first year student at Temple, you apply for your passport as you normally would, and then you submit your receipts to us through the same portal you use for your program application. And then we reimburse you through TU Pay for the cost of your scholarship or your passport. So I really encourage you all to take advantage of that. Suzanne, would you like to talk about events?
Sure, I just realized I was on mute. I want to also point out, I've been dropping some links there for you all into the chat. A couple of you were asking about CST courses, computer science, biology. I dropped the CST School College guide in there, College of Ed, and then a link to where you can find all of them more easily if you didn't pull up the QR code. So definitely take a look at those. They're a great place to get started. And both Evan and Adima mentioned, early planning can be really key for some majors with stricter curriculum. So we'd really hate for you to find out second semester, sophomore year, that would have been your best semester to be abroad. So you're off to a great start by being with us here today and getting started. Definitely come to Foundations and join us for events throughout the fall semester. We are right now planning to do a hybrid approach to events. So we will offer some information sessions in person with a limited capacity of 15 so that we can feel more comfortable in the space together. And we will also offer some virtual sessions for Foundations of Study Abroad and for some of our other information sessions as well throughout the semester. I hope you'll also mark your calendars for Study Abroad Week. That week we'll have a whole series of events dedicated to study abroad, including a study abroad fair, hopefully in-person tabling event with our Temple program. So you'll have an opportunity to come and just ask us your questions in person. And then we'll be inviting our partners. So Evan mentioned we have a broad array of external partners and exchange programs, and we'll be hosting a virtual fair that week that will give you all an opportunity to come and actually speak to those partners directly, and some other exciting events. And we give out prizes for coming to, we do a raffle for folks that come to those events. So mark your calendars for that, and we'll be in touch soon with more information. You can also, the best way to know what's happening in our office every week is to be on our email list. So we send out an email every week with a list of the events, the info sessions and other events we'll be hosting in our office, reminders for those program deadlines and scholarship deadlines. So that's your best bet to stay informed. You can just send the text Temple U Abroad to 22828 and you'll receive a text back asking for your email address. You can also sign up for this on our website. So please do that. Tell your friends. You'll always be in the know if you're on our email list. And then we'll send dedicated emails about the special events like Study Abroad Week and other things like that too, but try not to inundate your email box too much. Of course, you can always follow us on social media. We have a lot of great content on our Instagram. We're working to build up our YouTube channel with more video content. Our session from today will go there. We're always sharing our student stories from the blog. We have some of our peer advisors were writing blog posts about their study abroad experiences over this past year. We had just had a summer blogger in Spain this summer on the Oviedo program, who is wrapping up her blog posts, and we'll have 5 students blogging this semester from different locations, 2 culture and identity envoys in Rome, and 3 additional bloggers, 1 going to Costa Rica, 1 in Germany, and 1 in Korea. So you can look for new content from those students who will be traveling abroad this fall. We don't do too much on Facebook. We post some things there, but it's our impression most of you are not there. So please tell me differently if you are. And of course, you can visit us in the office. We are in 200 Tuttleman Learning Center. That is right across from Charles Library. So we hope to see you there. You can always reach us by email at study.abroad@temple.edu and reach out by telephone at 215-204-0720. And there's our website address. Again, studyabroad.temple.edu is your one-stop shop for all of this information. So I hope you've sort of left this presentation understanding that study abroad is possible for any student, that we have opportunities worldwide, that it can be affordable with proper planning, and planning early is really key to the success of building that study abroad into your plan. And for some of you, hopefully going more than once. So, and remember always that we're here to help. So now we'll switch over to the Q&A portion. So if you have any questions for us, feel free to raise your hand or drop them in the chat. And just to get us warmed up, I might put Adiba on the spot. Adiba, if you don't mind, if you could maybe tell us what were some of your questions when you were beginning to go through this process? What were your biggest kind of concerns?
Yeah, sure. So I remember, since Korea wasn't my first choice, I didn't really do much research into the country until like very last minute. So I was just afraid of like not knowing how to get around, and just like how do I know what to explore there? How do I travel around there and everything? But just within the first week, like I felt so comfortable, just mainly because of the faculty there. They ended up just like teaching us how to use a subway. They taught us how to order Ubers if we needed. Just things like that was just so helpful. Going into it, like I was just super overwhelmed because there's just so much to do and I didn't know how to begin. But kind of like you mentioned earlier, just planning ahead really helps. Just doing the research and knowing where you want to go, so that way you can kind of plan it during your visit there really helps. And just having faculty and just other students around made me feel like I was never alone. I always had someone to ask questions. I always had things to do because our faculty also planned optional field trips for us. So if it's like overwhelming, just know that you'll have the faculty there and other students that probably also did research and also just is in the same boat as you. And just being in a completely different country, especially if you've never been there, is just very overwhelming at first. But within just a few days, like just having that safety net around helped me feel very comfortable. And I wasn't concerned anymore within a week, maybe. And I was able to just go around on my own and I felt completely safe. So that was probably my biggest concern going into the country. I just wasn't sure if I'd be able to like go around alone, but that was fine within a few days. And I guess another thing that I was concerned about too was just like knowing how to finance things, just how like budgeting works and everything. I personally didn't do this, but I know a lot of students, they made like spreadsheets just to like figure out where their money is going, especially if you're going abroad for a whole semester. That's a long time. And just like spending everything in the beginning is very common. But if you make like a spreadsheet beforehand or just like have an idea in your head of where you want the money to go and just planning ahead about where you want to visit and just knowing what's coming up really helped too. Yeah, that's pretty much it going in. I think someone's hand is raised.
Yes, Eliza, please go ahead and ask your question. Thanks for sharing that idea.
Okay, so on the topic of financing, I know, Evan, you were talking about how if you go to one of Temple's programs, you will pay the same tuition. But I was wondering if that's true of like the exchange programs, or is that a bit different?
Great question. Thanks. Yeah, so it is the same for exchange programs and the overseas campus programs and the summer faculty led. The only stipulation with the Temple programs is that if you go to Temple University, Japan, you actually pay the base rate tuition, so which is equivalent to the College of Liberal Arts tuition. So if you are in Fox, for example, which has a bit of a higher tuition, if you go to Temple Japan for a semester, you're paying the College of Liberal Arts tuition. But otherwise, it's the same. So if you're Fox and you go to Temple Rome, you're paying the same tuition. But aside from tuition, other costs will vary from program to program. So housing costs will vary, especially depending on what type of housing you choose. There are course fees as well. So these are the things that you would see on your Temple bill, for example. And then there's always the other things like the non-billable costs. So you have your airfare, personal expenses and travel, visa fees are paid out of pocket as well, cell phone, and sometimes books for courses and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you can, Evan mentioned earlier, the scholarships that we have available. We give scholarships that value between $500 and $4,000 on our programs through the Education Abroad office. And there are also national scholarships you can apply for. And our office does advising for national scholarships like the Gilman Scholarship and the Weierheim Scholarship. And we can drop links to those in the chat here in a moment too. So we'll share those with you. I think we have another question from Karen Coleman. Would you like to ask your question?
Hello? Yes, hi. I'm a senior this year and I'm interested in the Temple University faculty-led summer program. Now, how do I know exactly what locations are being offered through this program? And are those locations, do they change or are they the same pretty much every summer? And I also noticed that I took a pic of it. I saw the continent of Africa where there were several points that there were programs that you offer. And I took a pic of it. But how can I get the specifics of that information?
Thanks. Yeah. So we will confirm the locations of next summer's faculty-led programs. Hopefully, I want to say October.
Okay.
so at that point, they would all become available on our website for you
I
to
see.
apply to. And then those applications for the summer programs are due February 15th.
Okay.
So the locations do change from year to year, but there are some constants. So
Okay.
for example, Rome, Japan, and Spain are offered every summer.
Mm,
It's the other ones that vary. So, and to your point about Africa, we have had a summer program run in Ghana, but I don't know the likelihood that that will run next summer.
okay.
And as far as external programs, there are a lot of those offered in Africa as well. So to find out those, it takes a little bit of research on our website.
Okay.
We do list some of them out as featured programs, but you have access to any program that is offered by one of our approved partners. So it
Mhm.
might just take some researching and looking at what they offer over the summer in Africa and seeing how that fits into maybe some of the requirements you still need.
Okay. Thanks so much, Evan.
You're welcome.
I also just dropped the program, our basic program search page, which shows the external program providers and the countries that they serve. So that might help you if you're looking for a specific country as well. You're welcome. We have a couple of questions here in the chat. Laura is asking, when do you suggest signing up for the Foundations of Study Abroad session? Also, is having a host family only an option for Spain or in other programs as well? So great question. On the first one, we recommend signing up for Foundations of Study Abroad if you can during your first term at Temple, and that is so that you can really plan ahead. We go over all of the basics there, a little deeper on the program options and how to apply, how to talk to your academic advisor. So this will really help you figure out where study abroad can fit in best during your time at Temple. So the earlier you can do that, the more you can plan ahead. And then we do have host family options on many of our other programs. So that is an option on both our Rome program and in Japan, and on some of our exchange programs and some of the external programs as well. Evan, you might be able to cite some good examples of those off the top of your head. Yeah.
Definitely on Japan and Spain, like you said, and summer faculty led tend to be residence halls, but definitely for external programs, and those, they operate similar to how we do, in that they will set you up with a host family. You fill out a housing questionnaire where you indicate dietary restrictions and the type of lifestyle you like to live, and they'll match you with a family that can meet those preferences or requirements. And they're typically families that they have really good relationships with, just like how we do with our host families. So definitely the host family option is offered on our overseas campus programs, but a ton of the exchange and external programs as well. I actually live with a host family in Argentina, and it was like the best decision I ever made, because I had Argentinian food cooked for me every single day. And on top of that, I still talk with my host dad and his son to this day. And he would always have, really interesting people over for dinner. So it was really exciting. Like, who are we going to meet tonight? What stories are they going to have? And then they become like your real family, and they take care of you. They show you around the city. They might text you at 9 p.m. and ask where you are, even though you told them you're at dinner with your friends. But they're like parents in that sense, but it was the best. So highly recommend it.
I think this begins to answer Eliza's next question: is having a host family recommended even if you're not there to study the language? So if you appreciate home cooked meals, it can be a great way to learn about the culture, the local culture. So of course, if you are studying in a country where your first language is not the host country's first language, it's a great way to immerse yourself in that language, even if that's not your primary study, what you're studying in that country primarily. But even if you're studying in a country where the host language is English and so is yours, it will be very eye-opening to learn how different a culture can be, even if the language is the same.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, I didn't mention the language aspect, but that was a huge, um, that was the main reason why I chose to live with a host family, because I wanted to learn Spanish.
And are you still in touch with your host family?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Still
that's
talk to
another
them.
great reason too,
We
is that
Facebook
you have,
message. Yeah.
aw, you have those lifelong connections.
Mhm.
Okay, so Laura's asking, if we do the foundation sessions, do we need to sign up for a program during that meeting? Oh, you have plenty of time to decide afterwards. Yeah, that's just a meeting to sort of introduce you to the process in more depth. So it's designed to be done early so that you have plenty of time to plan ahead and decide. Great. I don't see any more questions. Oh, Adiba. Okay, we just got another one. Adiba, I know you said you studied for a summer in Korea. What was it like with the language barrier?
Yeah, I can answer that. That was actually, I kind of mentioned this earlier. That was one of my biggest fears just going in, because I didn't know anything about the culture. I wasn't familiar with the language at all. I've never taken Korean. I didn't have any friends that spoke Korean either. So it was a little overwhelming at first, just because I didn't really know how to communicate. But within a few days, I kind of learned that like pointing helped a lot, and then just using like Google Translate also helped. And most of the people that were there, like they knew that we were foreigners, so they weren't, speaking to us in Korean directly. They were very like welcoming. Different like stores and restaurants I'd go to order, I would like point at things at the menu, or I would just like, I had like a dietary restriction and I would put that on like Google Translate and like show them my phone. So I think it worked out for the most part. I don't think anyone there really expected, like spoke to me in Korean directly expecting a response, just because you can kind of just tell that we were from the outside. So I think at first the language and culture barrier was a little overwhelming, but I had like no one else, I don't think, in my program, or other than one person, no one else spoke Korean either. So we were on the same boat, and most of us also traveled in groups. So we were all able to kind of like help each other and just navigate that way. And then within a few weeks, I was able to go out on my own and just kind of communicate with people using Google Translate and just pointing at things. And I just like, I knew my way around at that point. So it wasn't as overwhelming later on. So if you'll like, definitely don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone and choose a country that you're not familiar with at all, because that fear will go away just within a few weeks.
Thank you. Daniel's asking, can we do study abroad programs in cities that have Temple campuses, but not at the Temple campus? So we have occasionally had students do that if one of our programs doesn't fit their needs. It's not that common, but it has happened. How did you handle time zones and staying in touch with friends and family? I think this maybe is a question for you, Adiba.
Oh yeah, Adiba had a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was like nighttime when it was morning here and everything. So it was a little hard to communicate that way, but obviously like my family knew that the time zone was different. So we would communicate using like WhatsApp for the most part, and we would like FaceTime sometimes too. So as long as you kind of work around the time zone, or just like I would wake up really early in the morning some days to talk to them, or they would wake up really early to talk to me, and things like that. It was fine, I think, for the most part. And just like texting was fine too. I'd reply late if I was like sleeping or something, or they would do the same thing. But overall, like social media was the same. Like I was able to like check social media all the time, and I felt like I was so connected with the country here. Like I wasn't in like a completely different bubble or anything like that. I was able to stay in touch as much as I wanted to. And yeah, WhatsApp was very convenient. We had a lot of group chats on there too, just with the people that were in Korea with me. And like sometimes people just like drop plans and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to this restaurant tonight. Like, does anyone want to come? And it just made you feel like you're part of a community. So just having group chats and everything was very helpful.
Great, good advice. Thank you. I don't see any more questions in the chat right now, so I would say we will stop recording and thank all of you for coming today. And we'll stay on for just a few more moments if anyone wants to stick around and ask us any questions. We do have a new opportunity to earn points in this Temple Together program. So if you are a first-year student and you have access to this suitable app, you can earn points for coming to this today. We should add also that if you get the passport scholarship, if you get your passport and apply for that scholarship, you can earn points for that too. So you would receive this a QR code specifically for that. You're very welcome, Karen. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Julia is asking, are we allowed to come to the study abroad office on campus to make an appointment and ask questions? So our office is open right now. Of course, we'll see how, things unfold with circumstances remaining uncertain, but you are certainly welcome to come or give us a call. We are, as we said, limiting the capacity for events in our office to try to keep the traffic a little bit lighter for everyone's comfort. But yes, for now we are open 30 to 5.
Wear your mask, and we have plexiglass. So just keep that in mind.
Yes, thank you for adding that, Evan. Yep.
Mhm.
Thank you. Have a great day, Laura. Yep. Thank you. Thank you for